It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
So, last we left off, Bell's Hells, deep inside the moon of Ruidus, into the crux of the main core of its long-hidden civilization, the capital city of Cravirus. Here in Vatera Cravirus, the subterranean mass of this metropolis, you have made allies with the Volition, the resistance force that has long fought against the Weave Mind and the Imperium that rules over pretty much all living sentient beings here on the moon. They've been discussing their plans, many of which are all to transpire today. So you have decided to split and be part of 2 of these 4 missions, with the individuals here planning to be part of the demolition crew alongside Ira Wendigoth, the Nightmare King himself, and this crew on this side being part of a search and rescue mission for a Spire operative for the Volition that has gone missing. As you've gathered your materials, you've requested some of the general notes, as well as what other things might be pertinent to Everoa, the individual you're seeking, this Bormoda scientist working among the various engineers. All right, so we're going to jumping in with the bombing mission.
Oh, you guys are dead!
Let's go!
You're dead!
Let's go!
Oh no!
Come on, Team Bomb!
All of you somewhat cloaked underneath the seeming illusion that the Nightmare King had placed you under. We have a curious-looking crew here. We have the standing Greyford Quantica here. We have a Bormodo traveling, kind of their squat skitter herself, and a tiny Mycete who is following along as Ira has taken on the form of one of these thought
Sneaky little Mycete.
You're just a sneaky little Mycete, that's all you want.
You enter the outskirts of the region of the city known as the Sprawl Grotto. Ira kind of takes notice of all of you kind of processing the expanse before you and kind of turns around, glancing at all of you. Do not worry, friends. Just stay close and follow. If you see anything strange, speak up. Well, you'll see a lot of things that are strange. Anything that seems threatening. Continuing on, as you come over this large kind of rising crest, you can see the kind of dull white glow of the central glass pillar. You have a hard time grasping the scope and scale of it amongst the buildings, because the further in you go, it doesn't seem to get that much larger while other buildings pass by. It is incredible, the size of this massive vein of Ruidian glass. But the animalistic sounds get louder, and as you come past that one large land bridge that comes over a wall, you can see below what you can only be described as beast pits. There's these massive paddocks that sit around some smaller kind of military barracks, and you can see a number of Avedons that are all kind of armored and kept. And you can hear the cracking of sounds like a whip or some sort of a disciplinary device as Rylorans and soldier armor are in the process of working within training. You can glance down and see these terrifying-looking insect entities that are 15 feet tall, if not larger themselves. They have kind of these massive mantis-like claws and this long crested head that comes up into multiple spikes, kind of reminiscent of the Ryloran head crest, but even wider and kind of jagged at the edges. These are like massive siege creatures of some kind. You glance over and a couple things you notice. One, these massive insect creatures, the shape and size of the head is reminiscent of the skull that you saw above the glassworks when you first got to the city of Cravirus. There was a particular skull that you were told to look for. And Vidultch was the creature And this is your first time seeing an actual live Vidultch, and you can see a number of them that are being prepared for some sort of battle. Second thing you notice is on one kind of rocky precipice that sits near one section of the heavy barracks with what looks to be like some sort of siege defense weaponry attached to it, chained to this pointed crest is a massively folded wings that are curled in, and you see a creature that is sleeping. A familiar sight as you see the resting gargantuan form of Gloamgut, the Fey dragon that the Sorrow Lord took as their mount. As quick as you notice it, you watch it kind of like fidget. Its head comes up for a second and it looks over the kind of beast pits around it, and you kind of instinctually recoil in fear that maybe it noticed you, but it just seems to be bothered by some of the nearby sounds and gives this kind of sound out that echoes, and the beasts get quiet for a second. And you see like all the workers kind of look up towards it. It readjusts, like one turns over on its other side in bed and then curls back to sleep. With that, Ira glides you all off this path and underneath what looks like a small, brief set tunnel that comes towards the base of the prime pillar that sits in the center of Cravirus. There you can see there are 4 structures that are currently manned by a mixture of soldiers and miners, and what looks to be a fresh excavation tunnel that's about 30 feet wide and about 20 to 25 feet tall, itself like heavily reinforced in a dome that descends kind of towards the rocky, heavy base before the glass of the central pillar begins to shoot upward. Ira kind of leans into the rest of you and says, "This is the entrance to our target. So, let's do our best to stay close." As he glides towards the entryway, and the 3 of you begin to follow. We're going to come to this troop over here.
Oh, shit.
Team invisibility.
Team infiltration.
Indeed. As you trek away from the separate exit that you were pointed towards, you emerge into a separate part of the city.
So we're on city streets at this point?
You're on
Escher?
You're on some part of the street level of where the Escher roads can begin to emerge to join with the Sprawl Grotto.
Prog Rock?
The Prog Rock Grotto. Who is leading this search?
How about, Chet, you lead the way since you seem confident. We can see where you're going.
Okay. You feel fairly confident that you can find a short-ish path to your destination, and you begin to trek that way. As you begin to weave through the very alleyways and discovering areas where they kind of come to a rapid and unnecessary close, kind of clambering over roofs to get to the next area and get a viewpoint, you come upon that gap that sits beneath the large and winding walkways. There you can see the distant beast pits and hear the barking and calling of the various creatures that are being prepared for what is to come soon. You also can see here at the base of the incredibly immense prime pillar, the stronghold that is the Arx Crownum, just kind of embedded in and spiraling around the exterior. You get the sense that it's probably built into to some degree, but much of it that sits outside is impressive in its own right.
We're trying to get to the colloquium, right?
Which you saw at a distance, and now as you get close, you follow the towers of the colloquium that kind of eventually curl up and merge with the bottom of the Arx Canium. You eventually kind of rotate around and can see the entrance where there are 2 massive 10-foot bronze doors that mark the prime entrance. Currently guarded by what looks 6 armored Rylorn soldiers.
6.
Cool. Can we keep eyes open for balconies we could reach with a spider climb?
Sure. There are a number. They're all kind of about maybe 50 feet apart, and they're all kind of situated among different sections of towers that emerge from it. It has that weird like castle parapets, but almost like they're like a pipe structure. They kind of grow, like kind of are built outward and then up, and then come to an end where there's like a visual point, and that's where a balcony sits. And there's occasionally like a small balcony along where that tower rises. And it looks like a massive pipe organ, and how the colloquium kind of rises up on the side.
That's
Should we move over towards the balcony, and if we can get close enough to the column,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see what it feels like?
All right.
Moses' way.
As you trek up to the shadowed edge, we come back to this crew here.
Okay.
So, Ira, unchallenged upon arrival to the outside of this excavation entrance, other Rylorn and Quantica soldiers step aside and let you pass within. And you can see now the illusion that you've been placed in, the equipment and armor that you're wearing, is very much in line with a number of the other soldiers that are looking over this excavation. But you begin to press into this large tunnel, and you can see there's the rough kind of stone elements of it. And then the further in you go, it looks like it's been shaped, smoothed over. You also see within, to the right-hand side, the kind of makeshift barracks, all of these separate alcoves and tunnels that are kind of burrowed into the wall that have themselves stone doors have been placed.
Hey, Ira.
Yes.
How much further are we going down?
As far as we need. I've not been to this tunnel before.
Okay.
We'll know when we get there. And turns to the side, and you see two Rylorn soldiers with like decorated shoulder armor approaching quietly. And they just kind of stare in Ira's direction, and Ira stares back. And they nod and give a hand wave. And Ira gives a nod and looks back at the rest of you and goes, "Oh boy, follow me."
What?
You notice him now following in step with the two other soldiers that approached.
Oh,
and heading towards the barracks.
I guess we just go.
You shift into the nearest entryway, which is just kind of like a half circle, like 10-foot opening in this rock wall. And as you step inside, the immediate smell hits you of almost like an incense or a tobacco type smell. And you can see there is a handful of Vanguard soldiers wearing the Vanguard garb, but they're armored up a little bit. One of them has a heavy tobacco pipe and is currently kind of smoking in the corner. And there's kind of a stillness to the chamber for the most part. As you kind of come around the corner and look within, there is another mystic across the way. There are a number of well-armored soldiers that kind of surround the perimeter of the inside of this chamber. Over a central table, you see a dark-armored figure.
It's
The Sorrow Lord Zathuda stands at the table with his helmet off to the side. You can see his facial hair is grown a bit unkept, and even at a glance, his discomfort at being here is apparent. And he is in the process of conversing with a figure you've never seen before but cannot be ignored. Across the table from him, flanked by two Avedon beasts that are kind of curled up at the side themselves with these like massive golden ringed kind of neck armor adornments. Both of them flank their master. You see a massive Ryloran Hulk in smooth, polished mask of dark iron that sits on his face.
Ooh.
His entire face is encased in this kind of like pointed black smooth mask, very much like a predator mask sort of vibe.
Cool.
You see he is wearing incredibly intricate bladed body armor. Zathuda looks tiny by comparison. Zathuda still stands at probably a solid 6.5, 7 feet. This Hulk, probably at full height, is about 10 feet or so.
What?
And is leaning on the table, and they are both...
Don't die.
Zathuda goes, "I do greatly hate this whole mind speak." And you see him kind of huff for a minute and just kind of stares. The figure continues to glare and slams its fist into the table. The two kind of Avedons kind of get up and stare. The entity kind of runs its fingers over the neck of the one that stood to attention, almost like it's petting one of its companions as it stares back, its kind of expressionless iron mask looking back towards the Sorrow Lord.
Jesus.
It gives a nod. And it turns around. Both of them kind of stand up and linger for a second as it leaves for the exit to pass in your direction. One of the beasts looking back at the Sorrow Lord, the other one kind of following behind it. The last thing you hear from the Sorrow Lord towards his figure, he goes,
"What thy will might be, Sunder Lord. The Vanguard will see it through."
He says through gritted teeth and a bit of a sour scowl. You get the sense this may be the Sunder King Cruth, the head of the Dominion of
Iron
Cruth.
will.
The big giant guy is
As he steps from the room, and you see him, he has to dip down to go through the entryway, and Ira there as the mystic kind of drifts back and gives an acknowledging nod. The Sunder King just kind of doesn't even pay any attention to Ira, and the rest of you are but ants in the presence. And it is a presence. There is just like a vibration in the air as he walks by. You can see numerous weapons that are sheathed at his sides.
Oh my God.
You see mace and a massive saber, and he is just surrounded with weapons.
cool.
The two Avedons that follow him behind in their own kind of unique ceremonial armor kind of growl. They're massive in their own right, but even next to him, they're about the size of a large dog. That returns back to you three. We need to keep moving. And back over to the rest.
Holy shit, Mac. Oh my god. You got brain bubbles yet? This is crazy.
The four lowest balconies that are kind of equidistant from the ground across the entirety of the colloquium, you can see two of them are occupied. Not the balcony on the furthest left that's closest to the shadow, but the one next to it is unoccupied.
Okay, so I pitter-pat back and then steer them away from the one that has someone above. I can't tell for sure, but this is our best bet.
How far up is that? How far away from us is that about?
At an angle, it's about 80 or 90 feet from you.
How much rope do you have?
You got a 50-footer?
I think I got a 50-footer too.
Yes.
Okay, so great.
All right.
So that should be enough.
Do a little loopy-loop. Not
Put it up and
Just a
over.
little-
Laudna.
Keep an eye watching people, the handful of soldiers that are kind of walking the perimeter of the open space here. And it is it's almost like a war valley. It's intentionally likely open like this, whether it be for reference. It's also to ensure that anything tries to storm, they're wide open before they get anywhere near the base. So you keep an eye out, watch for the patterns of those that are closely doing the perimeter, the ones that are guarding the front entrance, as well as the occasional shifting of those that are moving from balcony to balcony. Nothing changes on the balcony of intent, and you find the right moment to go ahead and give them a signal. You go ahead and cast Spider Climb. For that brief instant that you appear in that shadow, you also appear next to her to cast your spell, and you're casting it at third level to get both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. You both vanish immediately, but you feel yourself now able to adhere to the terrain around you.
Great.
All right.
Give us one half up part of the rope.
Okay.
You get to the edge of the balcony and kind of clamber over the edge and get the rope affixed up there. You have your rod. You click it and it clicks in place.
All right.
Oh my
I'll try to start
Just make a
climbing.
noise on the way
Okay.
down.
It's not a terribly difficult climb. It is a singular rope at an angle, basically up the side of a building. You're Batmaning this,
Up the chain.
but you get over the edge of the balcony and meet alongside Laudna. And there at the top, it looks like a study chamber. There are 3 different tables that have comfortable-looking chairs set towards them. It looks like this would be an area where someone would bring books or bring other materials to come and do study work, independent research. It kind of has a college vibe to it to a certain degree.
As the door cracks, can I use my wolfy nose just to make sure there's nobody actually could be in here? Do I detect any scents that I picked up since being on the moon?
You don't smell anyone here, but there is a unique smell in your immediate vicinity. Coming from the small satchel of materials that you were given when you left the safe house.
Oh. We should probably look at that. All right,
Let's
let's
go
get inside and then
and
shut the door.
Very
the doors.
quietly shuts the door. Open up the satchel.
As soon as you open it up, there's a burst of movement, and something leaps and skitters out.
Oh my god, it's the thing!
You see,
It's her.
Her
Sita?
you see a small, thin Sita. It has like one like vibrant blue clouded eye, and one that's like a dark brown. And as it kind of closes,
Oh my gosh, have you been in here the whole time? I'm so sorry.
It took you long enough.
I didn't know they didn't tell us there was anything living.
She's also, they're just talking to nothing. There's 4 of us here. We're friends.
What?
Oh, can you see? You can't see us, can you?
Can you see us?
Who are you?
it's just kind of you can see it's not focusing on anything.
We're friends of Evaroa. We're going to help.
We're trying to find Everoa. We know she went missing.
Everoa? Yes, she's my Bormudo.
Yeah.
You're helping.
Yeah, we're helping.
You're helping.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Gona.
Gona. Okay, Gona. When was the last time you saw Everoa?
When they took her beneath the bay.
Beneath the bay. What's the bay? I can't whisper in this
The
fucking voice.
engineering bay.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Where she was working.
Do you know the way?
I can. Yes,
Great. Would you be able to sense her if you were close?
she's still alive.
Oh my gosh. Here, Gona, I'm gonna hold my hands out. I'm touching your face. Yeah. Here, just hold my hand. Okay. You're in my hands, and I'm gonna hold
And
you up.
now the minute like she crawls into your hands, she can see it. She's like now aware of like.
And
kind
is
of
she
part of the
invisible? Does that
spell.
mean she's invisible as long
She's
as I'm holding her?
invisible, yeah.
Oh, great. So she can just chill on our shoulders so she can like see.
Oh, that's great. Which way?
Out to that door.
And they just point to the only other exit from the chamber that's on the opposite side of the balcony.
Trushy Scrabble.
She's Scrabble, above you.
Oh God, I hate this.
As you come to the exterior door, Gona, the side there goes,
All right. I think I know where we are.
and kind of curls up next to your ear.
I'll tell you where to go.
Okay. I'll follow Gona's directions.
As you slowly open the door and peer beyond it, we're going to come back to this.
Oh, we're
right
jumping
here.
back. We're jumping back.
Right. We're like down.
I think so.
You are beneath.
We're beneath the primal
yeah.
layer.
The entryway seems to like go along the exterior.
And you
in
guys are
between.
they're kind of up in the shafty bits.
You both have probably climbed now about 200 or more feet below the surface.
Okay.
Near the bottom of the pillar.
Okay.
But as you trek past, the sound of immediate mining and the clustered remnants of the body of workers down here thins a bit as you come to what looks to be a wall. A hard wall, a breach wall of thick, smooth stone. It looks like it was physically erected to reinforce the interior of the structure and is smoothed around it, but also as a blast boundary. Almost like they've learned a bit from the previous attempt.
Oh.
It appears quite thick. There is a singular ground-hinged garage-like door. It looks like it would go inward. Something that's about 12 to 15 feet wide. So it looks like there's an entryway that comes down to let something large travel through, or a cluster of people to travel through. But it does appear to be sealed. Glancing around here, you feel pretty confident. You do not see any mechanism or pulley or any device that opens it from this side. It also does appear to be quite thick and quite closed.
I could make a hole, and I don't think it would be as loud. But
Irish
it will
is-
be small.
Ira shifts forward.
I'm casting Pass Wall with the Staff of Dark Odyssey.
Cool. So it can up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep. Mm-hmm. So are you making a door? Are you carving out?
A 5 by
Crawling.
5, hole, but 20 feet long.
Okay. So you focus on it, and the solid, smooth stone boundary before you, just this tunnel opens up right there. And as you glance through, it's about 15 feet thick. Like they built this to ensure that
Snap.
something wasn't going to get through it. but indeed it exits the opposite side. It is a cartoon tunnel at this point.
Wait, does his tunnel disappear once the spell is over? Or
The
does it
openings
stay?
disappear when it's done.
Oh,
it
so you don't
lasts.
have to
It lasts for an hour,
But you can dispel it.
Or you can end it
dispel it?
prematurely. if
So
you
once
want
we're all
to.
through, just dispel it.
Great. Go.
As you all kind of dart through this opening, through the temporary tunnel, 15 feet through, you emerge from the opposite side, and the kind of dull lantern light that has accompanied you along the way in this tunnel becomes nearly non-existent. But as you all step through the opposite side, along with Ira, you can leave it open, or you could close it behind you.
I think I'll close it behind me. Do we need some light?
Actually, is it an hour?
If you're discussing this, Ira goes, "I believe I can handle this."
No.
He's going to go ahead and cast an illusory spell, and as he does, the surface of both sides seem
Well, that's
to
better.
remain. It says,
Now it's our little secret.
you hear the heavy grinding sound as it gets louder and louder until you curve around the edge of the corner to the right-hand side, and through this kind of rough-hewn space, you can see there's a large portion of the wall that is just now like broken glass. The grinding sound is now met with the sound of some sort of a hum, and the glow and grinding that pulls your attention down the end of this hallway. And you do see the end of this excavation. There are a handful of Ryloran figures that are manning a machine, a contraption that has some sort of a black exhaust that kind of pours out the sides of it. You can hear that horrible whining sound of metal hitting glass, and it's having a hard time. You can't tell at this brief instant if it's moving at all, but the sound is now starting to really pierce your ears. Glancing down the way, you begin to take in exactly who's ahead of you. You see the massive device. It's about 8 feet wide. It looks like it's on some sort of rollers, and there's a massive handle where a Hulk is pushing it into the wall. Keeping watch beyond that, you see there are 2 other small, simply dressed but officious-looking Rylorn that are currently kind of holding the sides of this device, almost like keeping tabs on it and making sure that it functions properly. And there is one that has like a little more special Imperium army, Dominion of Cruth armor that is kind of just keeping watch down the tunnel in your direction.
Let's go destroy something beautiful.
That's a little bit intense, but okay.
As you all begin to glide down towards the horrible grinding sound at the end of this hallway, turning around the corner, you can see some of the watch kind of look over in your direction and raise a hand, and the machine grinds to a stop. The Hulk keeps pushing, and the other one's had to be like, turns up and looks around as the mystic and his companions approaches. From there, we're going to come to you.
Oh, Jesus.
So, stepping into the hallway and looking out to each side, it looks to be, at the moment, empty. The Saita Gona glances back.
I will show you the way. I whisper it to you. You continue where it needs to be.
I will activate the monocle.
You do hear footsteps coming.
Oh shit! Oh shit! 4th level. Invisibility.
I'll activate the monocle and
Okay.
see invisibility and cast invisibility.
See invisibility.
So you have see invisibility and you're invisible. The rest of you have about 10 more minutes of see invisibility left.
Oh, right.
Anyway, to the right. To the right.
You follow the path down that hall, down a set of stairs. You get to the bottom, and the hallway before you opens in 3 different paths. You can see there are a few other robed figures. You see some Ryloran that are just walking down the hall, one pathway. You see one soldier who's coming from right to left. Gona says,
To the left. Wait for the soldier to pass, then go where they came from.
To the left.
you wait for him to pass by, and you all kind of scurry that path as the 2 distant Ryloran step into another doorway out of sight. But heading down the hall, it eventually heads to another left-right split, and then one kind of spiral stone staircase, like a tight one that heads downward. And Gona says,
Down the staircase.
Got it.
Quickly.
You're so helpful, Gona.
I'm happy to help.
You head down to the bottom of the staircase, and right at the bottom, kind of closing off the walkway up there, are 2 Ryloran hulks, armored in the soldier garb of the Dominion of Cruth. Essentially, almost like 2 blockades preventing you from entering the chamber. And Gon goes,
Sorry.
You're all like at the bottom of the staircase, looking at the back, the muscular and armored backs of these 2
So like
hulks.
down the stairs, and they've got their backs to us.
Correct. They're essentially like guarding other people from getting to the staircase.
What do you have in mind?
Toys make the world go round. And I'll reach into my my little pouch, and I'll take out 2 toys that I have worked on. One is a little wooden wolf that hinges at the waist, and when you set it down, it creates a little bit of movement. And another one is a spiral stick with a carve going along the side of it that's got wooden marbles that spin in it. And I will, like fucking Batman, just throw them both on the floor in front of both of the giants.
As you throw it like through their legs and they scatter to the ground in front, they both, and one of them like pulls up a fist and they both glance down.
Oh,
all right,
God.
so both of them immediately like reach down. One grabs one and picks it up. The other's like, what? Sees the other one and goes for it and picks it up, and they both kind of go, and just start like looking it over and messing with it. Connor goes,
Okay, forward, keep going.
In this room, can we look for anything that we've seen near that Malleus key, like green glass, more of that Aeorian-looking tech? Anything that would jog our memory from...
On the far, far chamber, not the next one over, but the one beyond that, where they're just kind of like open archways that lead into each. And the faint lights that's there, you can see there, on one table, it looks like there is a similar device, at least in coloration and design, as the one that you had procured from that contained box when you first arrived at Cravirus.
I might go over and look at it and see if... I don't even think we looked at it that close. Is there anything I could like pull off of it or a piece of it that I could take that wouldn't make noise? And if not, then I would just leave it alone.
Do you want to go inspect it?
Yeah. Quietly go to the archway, but inspect the archway for any sort of traps or runes or anything weird with my monocle of invisibility.
Okay. Okay, so you glance around as you see within some of these jars as you pass kind of under the first archway on the shelf. You can see within these different chemicals. There's organisms. Some of them look like they're very young, like fetal even, that are just kind of arranged and labeled.
Any labels that we can read?
You do not recognize the language.
I've got my runic eyes.
You do, actually.
What do
All
I
right,
see?
so one of them says primary zinc input failure. And the next one says...
Zinc?
Yeah. Another one says use of strong like psychic influence at second stage ruined brainstem. Failed. And you see these are all different kind of experimental reminders, but it looks like there's a wide range of different biological experimentation that has gone on in here.
Boof.
That chemical smell is strong.
Boof.
There is a monstrously sized, like 15 feet across, ruidian glass tube with a kind of an imperfect surface on it, where it kind of warps the shape of it, and a thick green kind of brown liquid that fills the inside in the shadow of something that
Is it moving?
At the moment, no. You just see kind of a shadow of shapes, almost like spider-like, and its like weird, odd limbs is kind of just set in this liquid.
Let's keep going.
Stepping through into the next room, this is the largest of the rooms you've been in. This has numerous tables with all sorts of equipment on them. You can see small creatures set into smaller alchemical vials and tubes that are kind of affixed to walls above. There are numerous experiments going on here. You see on one table there is a body that is just open, and you see a Ryloran is currently in the process of reaching and essentially autopsying this figure, this massive burly figure. You recognize the scars on the face where a mask was once affixed. This is a judicator that is currently being pulled apart and researched within the laboratory.
Adjudicator?
Oh, shit.
There are two other Ryloran figures in here that are overseeing. You see one that has the heavy chained head adornment of a mystic that is kind of gliding a little bit off the ground and just kind of inspecting the space.
Shit.
And you see another one that is the long, thin shrike-like body. On the left-hand side, you see one more glass tube. On the one side of it, there's a structure. It looks almost like an orrery, but it's like a halfway open artistic rendition of a red sphere. You can see like layers, like it's been cut in half, and you get a quick glance. This is likely a theoretical interpretation of Ruidus.
A diorama of the moon.
You can see there's like pockets of caverns strewn throughout, and certain things are marked. But what you do notice is the center of it is teal.
Teal.
There
It's the glasses.
There is a glass core
I thought he said
to this.
So we see glimpses of some sort of mass at the center of this diorama.
Yeah.
How big is the mass compared to the total size of the moon?
It looks to be if it's about this large,
It's 9 inches.
it's about the size of a fist. So it's a fair core.
That's like 40% of the mass, maybe?
30 to 40%.
Tight.
And how? Okay. No.
All right. This is a theoretical representation of Ruidus.
It is. But the liquid tube next to it catches your attention as well, as you see floating within it what looks to be the shadowed shape of a female Bormodo.
Fuck.
Who is kind of floating in the vat.
In a vat, okay.
And you hear in your ear, go.
No. Okay. She's still alive. I can sense her. We have to get her out.
Shit.
In Gona's head, I say, trust. Just keep quiet. We're gonna get her out. I promise.
We're gonna come to you guys.
Oh, that felt bad.
As you step out and approach this device.
As we just before we step out and approach, I'm just gonna quickly just bind with these two folks.
Yes.
You got it. Okay. As you bind them and step out, the initial sentinel steps and approaches and begins to head towards the mystic. A little more bold than some of the others have been, but definitely like nothing aggressive. But most everyone else has shown like a reverence, mostly towards the mystic. This one kind of cocks a head out of curiosity and approaches. Ira steps forward and begins to gesture like he's speaking towards it. Moves a hand this way, and releases it. So, the two engineers that are on the sides of the structure kind of turn over and look towards Ira. The one that he's talking to also looks over and nods, and leave their post and begin to walk up the tunnel.
Oh, that was
as
easy.
Ira turns and gestures that direction. The Juggernaut, which goes...
Of course, the top joke.
Can you do something there, Fernie?
And approaches looking confused, and gets up close to Ira. Ira begins to gesture incredibly intensely towards this figure. And so Ira goes and releases this spell towards it, and the Juggernaut goes...
Charm.
Come on!
Right as it does so, you release the spell, and it looks towards you, and still continues to bring its fist back towards Ira. What do you do?
Hey, I'll hop in front of Ira.
As a Bormordo.
You can hop in front of Ira. You see this happening as Ira's pulling back again, ready to prepare some other spell, as you dart in and kind of wedge yourself in the front of the way. And as you do, the Juggernaut stops with his fist and looks down at you and you hear in your head,
What? I do not think this is what it's supposed to be.
Oh, but it is. You need to do what he told you to do, because he told you to leave, I'm pretty sure. He told you to leave. In your head.
the Juggernaut releases the tension in the fingers and the arms kind of drop to the side.
We're all friends here. We're all friends here.
Gives a nod to you. walks past you, walks past Ira, and gives Ira this long look, like the I don't trust this, and then continues walking after the others.
How far away have they gone? Like out of sight?
Out of sight.
Whoa. That's awesome.
I assume I see them walking.
You do. They're coming up your way.
All right, I back to the side and then walk over to where they are, and I'm gonna very quietly walk to see what just watch to see what the heck they're going to do.
You continue down. As you do, the Juggernaut kind of comes up behind the initial wave of them as it approaches and looks over towards you as it lumbers past. Just make a deception check for me. It's not a terribly high DC.
That's me, though.
But I'm...
It's hardly fair.
So charismatic.
Hardly fair.
Come on.
Beat a 10.
Oh, fuck no. That's not possible. You kidding?
What'd you get?
I got a 3.
Would you roll a 5?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, I got a -2 to deception.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of just double to kind of check on Ashton and the Juggernaut.
So this is a little out of sight because they've curved around the corner here as you sent them off and warned him. At this point, Ira is rapidly pulling out the explosives and begins and it's like handing them to you and is like dancing about like it's the dance of the Sugar Plum Flare. He's like,
all right, keep it professional, Ira.
Goes and is like places one underneath the device, like spider crawls underneath and like affixes one to the back.
Yes,
back on top.
Just say to Ira before you trigger it, just tell me because I'm gonna help.
Guys, I may have a problem.
I think it would not be best for us to trigger it while we're in the chamber. What time should I set?
1 minute.
Right.
And he goes and starts like...
But you haven't started it yet, though, have you?
I just started.
Oh, shit!
You told me 1 minute.
I said it for 1 minute, but don't start it yet. Jesus! We gotta get the fuck out of here!
I misunderstood. Like you watch him go in a flurry, like almost like multiple arms out of him as he just goes and sets them all rapidly and turns around smiling. I was like, shit.
Bomb this. Bomb this. I'm gonna cast silence on the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, good, cool.
So you cast silence. In the midst of this being kind of wibbly wobbly timey, I'm just going to set a 3-minute timer to activate it to 1 minute.
Okay.
So, what are you doing?
I'm gonna send a message to you guys. We have 50 seconds to get out of here.
Motherfucker!
Why did you set him already?
Ira, there was a misunderstanding.
I'm gonna fucking. I don't know what else to do.
If you send it to us.
Right. So, as you both come around the corner, Ira rapidly behind you, you see Ashton being held against the wall. Ira goes,
not much we can do about that.
Is going to go ahead and...
In regards to...
I don't know.
Ashton.
It's going to go ahead and... cast Polymorph on the Juggernaut.
Oh.
Roll the d20 for me.
Great.
11.
The Juggernaut shrinks down into a snail, and immediately you're released. At that point, the other guard's like, what? And Ira says, sorry, we need you to check the machine back there. It's acting up. And they all kind of look to Ira and keep running. They seem confused by it. All three of them run back towards the machine. Yeah.
Perfect. So I have a walking speed of 80 feet right now if I want to take it.
Okay.
So I'm pulling everyone. Yeah.
Okay, so as Ira says,
take whoever you think is slowest. I'll take the other.
Got you.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. As all of a sudden you're grabbed by Ashton and both you're like cruising at an incredible speed up this tunnel. Ira's just like gently running with you. Like,
so...
No beef.
It's nice to spend this time with all of you.
I know, it's been a little fun. It's been a little exciting. I think it's great. I think it's a little weird that you said those with such a short amount of time.
Keeps it interesting, does it not?
Sure.
I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, we only have so much time anyway.
Do you mean like in the general sense
Whatever
of
you
life
want
or
it to
just...
be.
Okay.
You're both shooting past people, and guard soldiers are like, what the fuck is happening? They start getting their weapons to like follow, and you're just darting and running and running and running and running and running. It's like a Sonic the Hedgehog moment as you're just like cruising through, putting everything, dragging him. And at that point, you hear this massive rumble in the ground, and then it just gets louder and louder and louder, like a freight train just kind of cruising up the way. You see this white light coming, and Ira says, "I guess it's time."
What?
And takes you and holds you, and right as the flames erupt, you both need dimension doors you both to the surface.
Oh.
And you kind of like arrive on top, and he's like, "We need to keep still running. You'll see why." And as you both continue to cruise, the ground begins to erupt for a second, like it bulges beneath you, and you both kind of get thrown up a few feet before it begins to sink below. Like the entirety of the ground above this entire tunnel like detonates from underneath and then falls into its own cavernous space. As it begins to fall down, you get pulled into the collapsing ground that's falling in from the impact of the explosion and begin to seep in. You see Ira like running the opposite direction, spinning around and seeing you begin to fall within. I goes, he's going to go ahead and he's going to use the 5th level slide. He's going to cast Wall of Force, and he's going to like create a wall of nearly invisible energy that kind of appears right there on the ground next to you. And you can reach up and grab it, and it's like leverage that's not slipping like a quicksand. And you manage to get yourself up onto the wall and look, and you don't see him anywhere.
Okay. Shit. But is anybody there? Hello, Ashton?
The two of you who are running, you can hear the rumble going.
Is it getting faster and faster?
It's getting faster and faster, and you can hear the distant screams. Just people just like flashing out as the flames blast are catching up behind the tunnel. What are you doing?
You have a plan? Because I have one thing I can do, but I'm just fast. I'm also going to activate the Shard of Kamort, because fuck it, we're at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm super fucking fast, and I'm going to try and get into the rock. Like, I'm starting to, like, shark my way through the rock.
Okay. So you're like, you begin to, like, move into it, carrying FCG on the outside of the rock as you do. The flames are now catching up as the explosion is tearing through this tunnel behind. As you pass by the barracks, and you see as people are emerging to look and see what's happening, and the look of fear and horror in their expression in the moment that they realize that this is the last moment of their life.
Oh, jeez.
The landscape behind you is brightening, and you can see like you're moments away from being hit by the blast.
Is there anything flat anywhere around us?
I mean, the floor is smooth stone.
Can I use some of my fucking crazy ass speed that some of the speed to like flash unroll the fucking hole, throw him in, and just drag it with me? Or is that insane?
For a minute. Roll it up.
I need you to roll. If you want to do this, I need you to make a dexterity check.
All right.
Threw an anchor on the table.
17. Yes, I did. 20.
20. Okay. So that halves the damage.
All right. That's great. We're fine.
It's even more.
That's so
Wait,
many
is this
dice that he's rolling.
This is dice
That's a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
Those are some big bombs.
Some Moabs in that.
He's still
Why did
rolling.
he put 5 down? 1 would have done the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is more than the keyless.
This is 158 force damage.
Which is then, hold on.
Okay.
Both of you take 79 points of force damage, and you are both like cannoned.
Yeah, potato
out of this tunnel, like full on, like thrown at a massive arc along with bits and pieces of other Ryloran
That's
soldiers.
just a blast. You got to land next.
Yeah.
You can, we're in the air! Just yelling.
25 points of bludgeoning damage to each of you.
Shit.
As you both
104.
That's 13 points of damage to me?
Yes.
All right.
Are you?
I'm good.
No, you're not.
We're good.
Willmott, are you still there? Ash?
It hurts, but yes!
FCG?
Sort of.
Fucking self!
The screech comes through the sky. You hear all manner of beasts barking and cawing and screaming at the sounds, but that one familiar shriek that you once heard through the skies of the Fey realm as you attempted to escape after the first Malleus Key interaction, you know that Gloamgut is awakened and unhappy. We're gonna come back to you guys. So as you're in this room, looking at all these things, looking at the chamber, noticing that your target is within this massive case, the whole room suddenly quakes and you hear the blast explosion echo through the chamber, bouncing off all the stone walls of the massive cavern beneath here. It sounds like an earthquake. The whole room shifts for a second and you see like dust and rock kind of fall. Everyone in the room kind of grabs it. Glass instruments can like fall over and kind of shatter in places.
Everyone, evacuate now! An invisible voice just shouts down the stairs to that room.
Both of the current engineers that are hiding look out and hear that and grab their shit, grab their notes, and quickly start running up the stairs past him. The Mystic kind of like lets them go by and is like, it looks like it's some far more intelligent than some of the other entities here and is just trying to sense what's happening.
Did that clear out the room except for the Mystic?
You clear out the room except for the Mystic and the one that's carrying the 3 blades. If it helps, I can give you a visual perspective on this. So this is now up in there. These are some of the other vials along the way. This is the main vial you saw on the left of the large one. This is where she is, and this is where the Ruidus structure is.
Okay,
so, you are all currently invisible and clustered over here.
Except for me, I was in the stairwell.
Oh, right, yeah, you're up here.
In the werewolf form. Here, I'll give you this.
Oh, yeah, werewolf form. Thank you.
Orm is going to
Okay.
stealth tiptoe over to here to be about 10 feet away from the Mystic.
Without issue, you kind of appear behind it at the ready.
I know.
Blade out, and we're all mentally connected, and I'm just waiting if I have to go to town.
Okay.
You got it.
What's with the Shrike?
And the Shrike is returning into the chamber.
Oh, the Shrike
And
is.
if the Shrike came back in, can I also creep back in?
The Shrike came back in.
Does the Shrike look like it's like gathering
Don't worry about the
the
Shrike.
Mystic to leave, or
It
is the
looks like
Shrike
it's stepping in. They're both kind of looking at each other and having a
Worry about
conversation.
the Mystic.
quietly.
I got the Shrike.
So you moved up against the wall back this way.
Yeah, it doesn't super matter. Okay, and I'm gonna say to Orem.
Huh?
Where do you want to be?
I can technically, I still have spider climb up, so I'll kind of get up and skitter into the ceiling.
You got it.
You're gonna ring girl all the way
I'm
up.
gonna
to
ring
where
girl.
you're going.
I got you.
Okay, I'm gonna say to Orem now, and so he attacks at the same time I do this.
They're both kind of just having that conversation. And the moment that they're distracted with each other and in each other's mind, you call now.
I am releasing a 6th level psychic lance at the Mystic.
Okay. It's like immediately as the lance strikes into its brain, you watch its eyes go wide and psychic energies kind of flare out of it, of that purplish glow from the bolts that streak up your arms, and it like falls. It was floating, and then it falls to its feet and to its knees, and it looks like it's clutching the sides of its head for the time being. What are you doing?
Hex, and I'm going to make a tripping attack. It is a 26 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
So it's on the ground.
On the ground. It is now prone.
Second attack is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
That's 18 total.
Alrighty.
34.
You got a spear.
So Oren comes running up, flowers blooming on this thing. He cuts it in the leg and it falls down to one. He goes back to slash it in the neck, but it falls down to the ground, and he course corrects and jams it into the back of its neck, slices away, and viscera spatters the glass next to me. And then I change my grip. I let go of the sword and grab it, and then go into this being's gut. Up, and drop it into the table.
Yes! And right as it falls, I'm across the room and I'm looking straight at Orem in his face as he's doing all of that.
He meets your gaze and bolts 5, 10, 15, 20 and begins to attack the Shrike. Superiority die, let's try tripping attack.
I like it. Yeah.
So 12 total.
That's right.
It's almost a natural 20. 19 to hit.
19 does not hit.
Oh, and it slashes along the ground.
as you slash against it, as it falls to its side after the first hit, you see it like flicker its hand up, and the 3 blades that hang in its side suddenly lift off of its waist and spin and deflect your blade out of the way. And while it's on the ground, like starting to try and crawl away from you, it's cyclically surrounding itself with 3 glass blades that just kind of.
Shit.
I scream in my mind, somebody get this one!
Chet!
Oh, it's hot. I will reach out and I will use Blood Curse of Binding, which makes his speed 0, and he can't take any reactions with my bonus action.
It starts to crawl away, and all of a sudden, as it reaches its hand out, you watch the shadows from the ground like pull it down, and it's being held to the ground by its own weird shadow and the blood that's pouring out of it.
Sick.
From behind me, I'll pull out that new scythe with the blue glass on it, and I'll take 2 swings. 19 for the first one, and 17 points of damage on the second one.
You got it. So its speed is 0, and it's like on the ground, which means it can't get up. It has to remain prone.
Yeah.
It can't have to get up. It is going to, as a bonus action, it's going to go ahead and shift its telekinetic blades over here.
He's gonna try to wake up the bad guy in the tube.
Right.
It's Dr. Connors.
And it's going to go ahead and use its action to make an attack with each of them against it.
Oh no.
The blades all begin like spinning in the air as they go over, and he's like reaching out and controlling them. The blades, the glass cracks, shatters. The liquid, the thick green brackish liquid just spills out into the ground. Chunks and shards of glass just kind of spread out with it.
Got him on the brazier now.
And you watch this large shape kind of like
Oh no.
onto the ground with a heavy sticks like thud and slide.
That's
you can see immediately what looks like a thick carapace of some kind on the ground. That then begins to like.
Is this a thingy?
It can't get up right there. There are a bunch of blades. It can't stand up. You can't put that there.
Much bigger than I thought it was. That fit in that tube.
There's a bunch of crazy.
As the adolescent and unfinished Vidultch is released from its chamber.
Adolescent Vidultch.
All right, so that brings us, finishes the Blade Baron's turn. Imogen, you're up. Chetney, you're on deck.
I'm gonna come out so I can see what I'm doing.
Okay. You hear the shattering sound, and you come around the corner and go, "Oh God!" You step right there.
I've never cast this before, and my hair's just gonna go like flare out, and it's gonna look like slow motion for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. As I force my hands forward, and I'm gonna cast Synaptic Static.
Oh, okay.
20-foot radius, 25 points of psychic damage. Okay. And for a minute, they both have muddled thoughts.
You got it. Okay. The creature is starting to get up its claws, and you blast it, and you see now as it pulls back, you get a little better look at its body. It has these massive front mantis-like blades that come out, and then it has what looks like half dozen to a dozen of smaller blade-like legs that it curls on that all kind of around its jaws open wide, and you can see that long crest where the Vidultch skull that you once saw now is a smaller version of it here.
Stake him, Dad.
I will leap off of my brazier wall, perch, whatever, meow, and I'll use my bonus action from here to cast a Blood Curse of Bloated Agony on this thing that just fell out of this fucking jar.
Got it.
I will come up with the scythe and take 2 more swings, both at advantage because it's prone still. Natural 20 on the first. Sick. Second one. Is an 18, which with this scythe is also a crit on a. So those are 2 crits.
2 crits in a row.
So 2.
Well, actually, here's the roll the first crit.
Scythe might shatter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I got to roll. That's right. 1 through 6. It's a 4.
So, as you swing back with the second strike, describe to me how it shatters.
I hit it once. It makes amazing purchase. As I slice down the second time, the amazing horror makes it shiver, and I just I shake it off of a rib, and it's just the echoes and shadows everywhere.
Hell yeah. All right, that finishes your go, Jenny.
Incapacitated.
Orim, you're up. Okay. With Laudna on deck.
Little Orim crouches down and then leaps, leaving dark little petals skittering behind him, and lands on the shrike. Still prone. So we've got a 27 to hit. Oh, bonus action hex on him. So 3 plus.
Okay, so you move that over. Mm-hmm. You got it.
4. So that's 10 damage. Oh. Second attack, I'm going to reroll my natural 1. For a 29 to hit. 15 damage on the second. It's a 29 to hit.
All right, 15.
So that is 13 damage on the final.
13 damage on the Blade Baron. How do you want to
do that? Oh, let's clean up through! So I just land on his chest and go right into the chest, and he struggles against it, so I pull the sword out and bring it down against his neck, and then slash one way, and his head just goes to the side. And then I bring the sword back it down and stick it lands right in the eye, planted into the ground. And
right as you finish that, you hear cling, 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 as the 3 psychic blades that were being held aloft all just plummet to the ground.
Yeah,
Cool.
fucking awesome.
I am on the ceiling. I'm gonna
not as
Right, same place, or are you moving over where?
I'll move just a tidbit closer to it, but not much.
Okay.
That's good. And utilizing like the blood and the blood maledict that Chet already laid out, I'm going to reach out. You can see my eyes go dark as the blood veins through the floor and reaches up. I'm gonna cast Blight on it.
Oh, nice.
23, 25.
20, you guys did 25 damage, 25 damage, 25 damage, 25 damage.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
I will
quarter by quarter.
quicken a spell
Okay.
to Eldritch Blaze.
That's what the warlock does with the sorcerer.
That's what we do here. Okay, 14.
Misses.
And that's big. That one was almost a lot better than what it was. 19.
19 just hits.
Okay. 6. I
6
rolled
damage?
I rolled a 1.
That was the hit, or that was damage?
That was damage.
Oh, got you. It is now the unfinished Vidultch's turn. It gets up. You see as it stands up, like it gets to its strength point, and like some of its armor kind of falls off, and you see like it, like parts of it are still melting. It looks like it. What? The best way I can describe is it wasn't fully finished being cooked. It looks extremely dangerous, but is also degenerating quickly.
Okay.
Oh, he's
That's good.
It's gonna go ahead and like dart off to the side and kind of leap over you, Chet.
And go for Laudna?
It's going to land where Laudna is. It's gonna make 2 mandible attacks and 3 scythe claw attacks.
Would you like fries with that?
I would, actually. We're gonna go with the scythe claws first, so 3 of those. I'm gonna do 1 against each of you. So
that's a big board.
So you get hit with the first scythe attack, which deals 22 points of slashing damage. It does reduced to 11.
Thank you.
Against you, Orin, take 9 points of slashing damage.
Yes, sir.
Then against you, that's going to be a 14 minus 2 to 12,
Yay!
which misses you.
Yes.
Angrily, it's going to go ahead and follow that up with a razor mandible against you. It's going to go ahead and use this last mandible attack on you,
it's got a
Orin.
lot of attack.
12 points of slashing damage.
12 points of slashing damage.
And 7 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And then it finishes its turn by using corroding spit.
Corroding
spit?
Corroding spit?
Yeah.
So 8 points of acid damage to each. That finishes its turn. At the end of its turn, you see part of it kind of fall off.
Oh boy.
It loses an attack. It loses some of its AC, and its speed is reduced. Each
Oh.
turn, it gets worse. It's just falling apart once it's out of the chamber.
Oh,
dang!
We still
All
gotta
right,
get
top
out
of the
of here.
round. Imogen, you're up with Chetney on deck.
I'm just gonna stick with what I know, and I'm gonna reach up and just try to lightning bolt straight through its body.
The bolt strikes through it. It shrieks and like slams into the stone behind. Parts of its body, kind of, and a couple of its like small legs, kind of just fall off of it and kind of slam into the ground and continue to twitch, but separately from it. Chetney, you're up.
With my bonus action, I'm gonna reach up with my werewolf claws. I'm gonna rip my ears off. And flames take their place. It's like Crimson Right.
That is my favorite Crimson Right description I've ever heard. What the fuck?
3 swipes against the fucking.
Wait, what did
Well, 2 swipes technically because you use your bonus action.
Oh, I did. Shit, yeah, just the 2.
That's okay.
8, 6, 14 plus 4.
18.
That one.
How do you want to do it?
Amazing. Fire-eared werewolf Chetney walks up and perfectly, he does 1 swipe up the sternum and then reaches in and grabs the ribcage and goes.
All the legs.
It's as you pierce your claws into it, you expect like hard resistance, but some of its carapaces become soft as it's beginning to disintegrate, and it's like pushing into and you pull apart, and it just like it pulls open like a zipper, and you watch as all of the necessary contents of its torso just out. It's still standing, like its rigid structure is still there. And it goes like, and
I'm eating a little bit.
It dies kind of on its feet, like the feet collapse a bit, and the hardened structure of its outer shell holds it up, while the soft parts just kind of liquefy and hit the ground. I mean, look where it was.
We gotta get her out.
Yeah.
All right,
Great.
so what's the plan? What's the plan?
Yeah, I run over and start doing what I almost did earlier, and I slash at the glass.
Okay.
Slash at the glass.
We'll say you don't have to roll for many attacks here. It's already damaged in between the bludgeoning. It takes you just 10 seconds or so to eventually like bash into it before the glass breaks and she emerges from it. It's like the tubes and chains that kind of hold her up begin to like pull and detach as you grab her and lift her up. And
Is she awake?
She's barely conscious, but is awake.
Okay, we gotta get you out of here. Now. Can you walk?
I don't know. I haven't walked in days.
Let's try to.
Her legs are a little jelly, and she's like she's trying to take a step. Like they're not like jelly, but like she's having a hard time keeping her weight on it. It's like,
Can you help? While they do that, I'm gonna skid her down to the shelf with all the like the little fetuses.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna swipe a few.
Oh, and the thing. I actually will take the bag of holding and try and fit the
What about-
piece of Aeorian tech.
Yeah, the big.
I will try and put it in the bag.
Yes. Come on.
Make a strength check for me.
Okay,
Come on.
I'm in my wolf form.
I understand.
Can I get advantage?
Yeah, you get
on
advantage when you're in your wolf form.
Okay, if you you say so.
Yeah.
How big is the Ruidus model?
I mean, the sphere is about that big.
Oh.
It's part of like a larger device in its base, but the main port.
Can
is
I
about
grab
that
the sphere? Can I like
Yeah.
get it on my back?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, I'm gonna hold that.
Yes.
Natural 17 plus 4 for a 21.
21. You kind of like push, and you can like it resists and stretches barely. You're afraid it might rip and destroy the device before it kind of like fits in.
Okay.
I skitter over Chetney and go, had these two, and then slip a few fetus bottles.
There you go.
Okay.
You got some air tech and some fetus bottles.
All that
all-
chaos. I can't remember if any of us have ever seen Adjudicator's face. Is the mask on the Adjudicator right now?
Mask is off.
Off. What do we see?
It is a mess of flesh and muscle.
It's like they pulled
the
it
eyes
off
are gone. Which is where the mask is. It's almost like it's almost like a heavy branding burn. Or some, you don't know if it's been done post.
Yeah, or before.
Does it look like a metal mask was burned, seared onto flesh?
The shape of the wound is perfectly the shape of where the mask sits on the face.
What the fuck, Vasselheim? We got questions.
Fucked up.
Do we see the mask?
Inside edition.
Mask is not around.
Vasselheim.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast 6th level invisibility on all of us, so we can get up and out of here.
Damn.
Okay.
That 6th level gets 5 people.
It would, yeah.
Yeah.
You're also hearing the sound of footsteps approaching and other
Yeah.
folks like scattering
We gotta
about,
go.
checking in on stuff.
As we start we are moving. I'm gonna check in. Fern. FCG, how's it going? Is
It's
everyone all
about
right?
this moment that you are now saying to like,
Letters! They're ash!
We're okay.
Ow!
Sort of. I'm gonna cast 4th level Cure Wounds on Ashton.
I'm just gonna try to run to where I think that they would be.
I'm going to just describe what I'm seeing.
What are you seeing?
right now, Stars, you are both deeply stunned by this. You're just starting to come to. The only reason you could hear what they're saying is because it's directly into your brain. Because right now your hearing doesn't work. You can see the pillar, and you can see flames, and you can see rock, and you can see soldiers moving around.
Let's get away from the pillar, right?
Yep.
So we'll just go
moving
away
away.
from it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm throwing you on my back, and I'm moving as best I can, and I'm keeping my eye out for anything that might hit.
Darting away from the wreckage, and
There you are!
you both suddenly are surprised by a familiar voice.
It's a
Big fucking hug.
Oh God, you're okay, you're okay.
You sort of survived.
Fuck. Run.
Yeah, where?
Now, Fern, it's about this time that you notice that the red glow around her is brightening.
Uh-oh.
Simultaneously, you feel
Oh shit.
Oh no.
this
Is
red
that
glow
flare?
around you
Is it gonna be
brightening.
flare?
That's worse.
And through both of your minds, you hear this high-pitched scream.
It's again. We're
This earth-shattering scream of fury and horror. And then with that, the scream is gone. What are you doing?
Did it affect them?
Male voice, female voice?
Female.
Imogen?
I heard it.
Heard what?
We gotta get out of here.
There was a
now.
scream. I just want to make sure it wasn't her.
Make your way back
Female voice.
to the hideout.
I'm gonna look around to see if I can see any landmarks that haven't been destroyed.
Make perception check.
I am going to grab Ashton's hand.
21.
Don't let me float away, please.
Gotcha.
Okay, 21. You look around and you can see a bunch of things in the area. You can kind of make out loosely the pattern of roads that look semi-familiar when you first came here. I was nowhere to be seen, but you kind of gather the entry point to the inner circle of the city that you came through, and you start heading that direction. At which point you see this another detonation from across the way. This blast of bright energy with like a pinkish tone. You see the top of a shell-shaped building explode, and chunks of it fly out and kind of stop and float in space. And immediately you see, just like a bullet of a gun, this singular kind of like lavender streak of power and energy that enters and kind of lifts and floats in the sky. You glance up, and what you Imogen is up in the sky and escaped this.
Trenchy Scribble! Trenchy Scribble!
It is moving.
Moving where? Moving down?
Moving down.
Hold on, she's moving down. We're moving up and she's moving down.
Yeah, we're running. We're coming up through the stairs and trying to retrace our steps back from where we came. Although we did, it's a different staircase.
I'm keeping this out.
Everoa would know how to get out.
True.
Yeah. And she's kind of guiding you a little bit. She's like, she says back the way you guys came. Is like, that's the only way from this point.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
All right,
Let's
all right.
Go back the way you came.
Go the way we came.
Okay. As you head back towards that area, you can see now soldiers are starting to swarm in. The way is partially blocked. You dart through as people are rushing through and crossing past hallways. You eventually squeeze past and find the spiral staircase that leads you back up to where some of the upper levels were. At which point, Everoa and goes to point down the exit that she knows, and down that way,
Oh no.
it's filled with soldiers. Like they're starting to lock off perimeters and exits.
That ain't gonna work.
What about
You can see the city all around you.
But I still have the rope.
Just do a regular, we just
tie it off
something real.
and rappel down.
Right at this point, you see the explosion at the top of a building, the rocks kind of filtering out and hovering for a minute.
Oh, now
and
we're catching up.
You're now catching up. You see the streak of pink lavender energy up into the air, and you immediately know the source of the scream that you heard earlier.
It was her. It was Mom.
And
we gotta get out.
Be all right.
What are you doing?
Get the rope out. We gotta get down.
Okay, yeah, I
On
find
the balcony, and we're gonna run.
tied a piece of furniture in the room.
You all drop down, getting the rope to the ground, and other soldiers are gathering. But as you all kind of scatter off towards the outer open ring to begin to merge with the rest of the surrounding populated buildings that kind of hit the outer outskirts of this region, you see that purple flame like flickering in the air. And in both of your heads, you just hear the phrase, "Did she know?" We're gonna end there.
What do you mean? Did she know?